friends, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Welcome or welcome back to the Beer Knits podcast, where we talk all things beer, knitting, crocheting, sometimes a little bit of cross stitching, and every now and then, Lord willing, some spinning. In today's episode, I will be drinking this nice cold bottle of German style Pilsner called Sapphire. I think that's how it's pronounced. From Human Robot. So again, for those of you who follow us, Human Robot is a localish brewery chain by us. I think they have 4 or 5 locations now. And I think I heard that they're closing their Susquehanna location in Philadelphia, but they're opening up a new one. So the number of locations really won't change. But yeah, they are still in a lot of ways expanding and continuing to expand. And they make really good beer, and we always stop into one or many of the locations when we're in the city. And so Scott left me alone to fend for myself this morning while I'm recording this. And so I just pulled from his collection, and if he's mad about it, too bad. That's what happens when you leave me unattended. This is perfect for today. It's nice, it's cool, it's a really delicious, flavorful Pilsner, and it is already 1,000,000 degrees in my craft room. You're going to watch me melt before your eyes. Luckily or unluckily, I don't have a ton to show you, so this should go relatively quickly today. We will see what happens. First things first, I am wearing my twisted tee from Brianna Lupino of the Little Wolf Knits. I made this out of Ruby and Rose's yarn from her, I think it was her garden collection that came out last summer. So it was a pre-order, and I got the yarn back in September. So it's just been sitting around. I had plans to make this exact shirt with it. So it's just been sitting around waiting for the right moment. And actually, my local knitting group, the Worsted Witches, as well as my membership, this is our quarter-long knit-along. So pretty much everyone I know is knitting this shirt right now, and they all look so beautiful. It is a raglan, so you can see the raglan details down here, and then they continue down the side. So it is really pretty. It is really light. So even though it is hot, it doesn't feel like the shirt is making me melt. It's just Mother Nature trying to kill me. And yeah, I really, really love it. I made the size 44, so there is a lot of positive ease, but I think I might size down for the next one just for a more fitted shirt. I do like the fact that this is fairly loose, but I would like one that's a little bit more fitted as well. So this pattern is very forgiving and allows you to adjust up and down depending on the type of fit you want without worrying too much about shaping. Well, not really worrying about shaping at all. It is meant to be a crop. So it's really supposed to end like under here after about, I forget how many inches, maybe 5. I knit to 11 inches under the armholes, and then there's 2 more inches of ribbing. So mine is relatively long compared to what the pattern called for, which is what I wanted. I don't really do cropped anything. Even when I try to get high-rise shorts, pants, skirts, whatever to make up for the cropping, they still sit low-rise on me, which I don't know what that's about. But a lot of the high-rise bottoms that I try to get aren't actually high-rise, and it's very obnoxious. So I have to adjust all of my tops in that regard to get a fit that I like. This green color is called In Bloom, and the pink is called Meadow Sweet. And I still have a lot of the pink left over. I actually have 2 full skeins of the green left over. I bought 4 skeins anticipating that I would make the shirt longer, and I only used 2. So it's very deceptive how little yarn this uses compared to like when I'm making a long sleeved sweater or something like that. So I was surprised at how much I got away with not using. So I still have 2 full skeins of this green left. I'll have to figure out something for. Maybe I will make a tank top with it for the summer and just have like a whole thing going. But I think it turned out beautifully. Like I said, there is a lot of positive ease on the size that I made. So I might go down a size if I make another one. Which I think I will, because it is a nice, simple, mindless pattern. If I were to do it again, I would not make the neck as wide. I think it's a little more round and boaty than I like. I wish it came up a little bit more. But other than that, I mean, I love it. I'm going to wear it all the time this summer. I think it is perfect. And like I said, I'm probably going to make a few of them in different sizes, just depending on my mood. This one's nice and flowy, but I have plenty of yarn to choose from in some smaller skeins that I can probably get away with making another one of these for. Like, I could imagine I could pick 2 random skeins on my stash that contrast really well and then make a striped version. I know Nitty Natty made one with a bunch of Ruby and Rose's minis the one time, and it looks really cool. So it is a very versatile pattern, and I recommend that you check it out. Since I am talking about making garments, this year has been focused on making garments. That's what I wanted to do in 2025, was expand my horizons and make more things that I could wear throughout the year that weren't just shawls, hats, whatever, socks. So I have already picked out the next garment that I will be making, and it is the Palm Springs tank from Leslie of Knit California. I have it picked out the yarn for it, which is this beautiful cherry red color from Emma's Yarn. It's called Bobbin, and it is beautiful. I picked this up at my local yarn shop, Conversational Threads, on local yarn store day, because I was like, I just bought a ton of yarn at the Philly Yarn Crawl and Fiber Witch Festival. I don't need more. So if I'm going to buy something and support my local shops, then it needs to be super intentional. And so I decided to pick up yarn for the Palm Springs tank. This tank is the Q3 quarter long knit along for both my membership and my local knitting group. If you are interested in joining us, then go ahead and join the membership below. You'll get access to our Discord from the Pints and Pearlers membership and above, which gets you access to our knit along, all the conversations that we've been having. We are not officially watching some TV shows together, but kind of unofficially watching some TV shows together. And so there's a lot of conversations about that going on, and that's been really fun. But for all of Q3, we are going to be making the Palm Springs tank, which I'm really excited for. So the size that I want to make, which I think is again 44, called it for exactly 2 skeins. And I was like, knowing me, I'm going to run out and need a little bit extra, which was my thinking for the twisted tee as well. And then I ended up with 2 extra skeins of yarn. It's fine. I'll figure out something for them. But I did pick up a 3rd skein just in case, because you never know. And it is a beautiful red. I can make something like a beautiful Christmas themed kind of muscle burrow for the winter with it, or something like that, if I do have some left over. So I do have plans. I always have a backup plan. I'm that type of person. We've got plan A, plan B, plan Z. We've got it all. In retrospect, though, it's a beautiful color. But the last time I picked up a really saturated Emma's yarn, which was for my Nana's gnome that I knit in January, it was like a really bright pink. It bled all over the place. So when I go to make this tee, I'm just going to have to make sure. Luckily, there aren't any other colors on it for it to bleed into, like what happened with my Nana's gnome. So I think we'll be okay. But I'm really going to have to soak it and dry it and soak it and dry it a couple times just to make sure there is no additional bleeding. Because all I need to do is sweat in it during the summer and have, you know, everything underneath turn bright red, which will ruin my day. I do still think it's beautiful. I'm still looking forward to knitting it. I'm probably going to wind it up later today and start casting it on. If not tonight, then tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. The next project that I'm working on is my Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart, featuring my Beauty and the Beast 2024 Advent from Fangirl Fibers. And this is what it's looking like now. So the last time I spoke with you, we were down here. So this is where the Progress Keeper was when I moved it the last time we spoke. So I was here, and now I've gotten to here. I am on color 20. I think I have the 21st color wound and ready to go. And my goal is to have this done by the next time we meet. This is my morning knitting before I start my work day, and it is coming along beautifully. I'm not sure how I feel about so many yellows, so many golden yellows. It's starting to look like my college colors a little bit at this point, but you know, it's Beauty and the Beast. What did you expect? There's going to be gold and blue. So yeah, it's coming along beautifully. And I'm really enjoying it. I've talked about it so much now that I don't think I need to bore you with the details, but if you haven't checked out Helen Stewart's patterns yet, Curious Handmade is her handle, then you absolutely should. They are so fun to follow. She does a really great job just spelling out everything that you need to do. And luckily for my subscribers, I have a little surprise to you featuring Helen Stewart's new collection. So let's talk a little bit about that right now. Now that I have your attention, I've got something very exciting to share with you today. Helen Stewart, yes, that Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade, has gifted me 5 download codes for the brand new season of the Handmade Sock Society, and I get to share them with you over the next few months. If you're not familiar, the Handmade Sock Society is a mystery pattern collection for sock knitters who love surprises and cozy vibes. Each month, a new secret sock pattern is revealed, and this season is inspired by the dreamy aesthetic of light academia. Think old libraries, handwritten letters, quiet creativity, and of course, beautiful socks. I'll be giving away 1 code per month from now through September, right alongside the pattern releases, and here's how you can enter. To enter this month's giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, leave a comment on this video answering this month's themed prompt, what's your dream reading nook? Describe where you'd curl up with a good book and your coziest pair of socks, and that's it. I'll randomly choose 1 winner from the comments and announce them in next month's episode. This giveaway is just for you, my subscribers, so don't share it elsewhere. It's my little thank you for being here, knitting along, and supporting the channel. And if you don't win this time, don't worry. I'll be doing this each month, so keep watching and entering. You can also check out the full collection on Ravelry or Gumroad, where it's available for £10.75 until May 1st. Good luck, and I can't wait to read about your dream reading nooks. All right, so I'm looking forward to seeing all of your comments and picking out a winner before the next episode, so make sure that you stay tuned. The next project that I'm working on was kind of a fly by the seat of my pants project. I wasn't planning on doing it, but I literally had a dream about it and took it as a sign. Like usually when I start dreaming about a project or a certain something, then that means I'm never going to get it out of my mind, and I should really just bite the bullet and get it. And that would be the HexaGranny Cardigan. So this particular one is designed by Tony over at TL Yarn Crafts, and I am using Karen Cakes. This is one of their cinnamon swirls, and I forget what the colorway is, but it's really pretty, and it's just going to be wild. It's going to be wild. So as you can see, I have already done the 2 hexagrannies, and then I added a little bit of width in the middle, then seamed the 2 hexagrannies together. And now I am working on which side? This side. I'm working on adding length to the sleeve. I'm going to do a tapered sleeve. So, tapered, it comes in a little bit toward the end, so that it's not super long and silly. And I'm going to regret putting this on because it's so hot. But this is about the size I made. I'm going to add some length to it as well because right now it's a little too cropped for my taste. But this is how it's going to sit on me. And then of course, once I get, the sleeves up and coming in, then you do a collar around. Like I said, I'm going to add some length. And my whole thing with this is that I followed the instructions and I ordered what I thought was the right amount of yarn, but none of those cakes have the same yardage, as I'm learning. So I actually have 2 more cakes being delivered today so I can actually finish this instead of being angry that they didn't have the right amounts and then putting it aside for the rest of eternity and being mad about it. I would like to actually wear this. And honestly, I do really love it. I think I'm going to like the fit. I've been holding off on making these forever just because I didn't like them. I just didn't like them, but they really have grown on me over the past few months. And so I wanted to try my hand at it. So super easy. Admittedly, part of it was a lot of people in my Facebook crochet groups were like, oh, it's really difficult. I don't understand how this gets put together. They were making like shapes I'd never seen before out of this. And I was like, how bad could it be? The same thing happened with the 6-day star blanket where everyone was saying it was difficult. So I made one and it was fine. The same thing is happening with this. I just kind of had to see for myself and I'm loving it. And I also think I've seen people get the Hirschner's Halloween themed yarn. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a Halloween themed one. This will be perfect for like, in the summer if we're sitting outside and it's cool, which I don't think it will be because it's already a billion degrees. But if it's one of the cooler nights, this will be fun to like wear outside, and it's just so all over the place that I love it. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. And this is everything I wanted to be as like an adult who crafts, is this aesthetic. So I'm loving it. Tony's pattern is super easy to follow. The only thing I didn't quite understand was how to add height to the neck, but I didn't feel like I needed to, so I just ignored it. The only thing I did was I added, at least so far, is I added some width to the panels before seaming them together. And then of course, like I said, I'm going to add at least 1 or 2 rounds at the bottom for length, and that's it. And now even just seeing it on me, I love it even more. It's so kooky that it's great. So yeah, like I said, that was an unanticipated project to add to my pile. But again, because I am focusing on garments, it just kind of makes sense. I wanted to make it for a while. It's crochet, so it's going to work up fast. So I might as well just bite the bullet and do it. I will say, with having to buy the extra skeins, it's still not the cheapest thing I've ever made. It's definitely cheaper than buying, you know, indie dyed yarn for a t-shirt or a sweater or something. So it was still definitely cheaper to go with the Karen cakes. And when I do the Hirschner's yarn, it'll be kind of the same thing. You can definitely use indie dyed yarn for this, but it is a yarn eater. So just be prepared for whatever it is you're going to pay to use the more special yarns in your collection if you do want to go that route. And last but not least, the final project that I'm actively working on right now is this random panel. So this is just a panel of star stitch crochet, and it's been so long since I've done it that I forget that it kind of curls on one side. But it'll be fine because this is going to be sewn together for a large blanket that will be donated to our local center, Bradbury Sullivan Community Center for LGBTQ plus folks. And so this will be, like I said, turned into a blanket with all of the colors that represent everyone, and we're going to donate that as well as other goods for their care cupboard. So anything that they need to, you know, support people who utilize their services. So we are getting together. My local knitting group is doing this project, and we're getting together a little bit before my birthday to work on our strips if they haven't been completed, and also donate goods. And then we're going to do brunch together at one of our local brunch places. So it's a fun way to celebrate my birthday in June during Pride Month, and it just seemed like a really good way to spend our time. The strip needs to be 4 inches high and 88 inches wide, so I still have a way to go, but it's pretty mindless, and I do really love the way Star Stitch looks. I do. Even though it's a little annoying how curved it gets on the sides, I still really like the way that it looks. And I think it's going to look fun when it's attached to the rest. And of course I chose crochet just because it's a little bit faster. It's a lot faster for me. And I like the way that it's turning out. I chose to make it out of Knit Picks Brava. The price point was right. The pink was right. So it just seemed to make sense for me. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's going to look like when all of the colors are together. My friend and her mother are actually sewing all of the panels, and they have a few together already, and it looks great. So I think this is a really fun way to give back to the community and encourage others to do so as well. I guess that's it for me this week. Scott's at the old house wrapping some stuff up over there. We're at a point where we just need to bring in the cleaners, I think, and then we can put it on the market. And then we're going to go to a local plant festival, which I'm really excited about. We go every year and restock our sunroom. Well, now it's our sunroom. It used to be our dining room at the old house. So we're going to get some new plants. And then I have an hour-long Peloton ride to end my afternoon with. So that should be fun, as well as editing this. But I do think once I'm done editing, it'll be a shorter episode. Hopefully something nice and light to kick your week off with and end your weekend with. And it's always fun spending time with you. If you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to check out the membership. Like I said, we are having a lot of fun in our Discord group and just chatting about a lot of different things, but I think TV and movies seems to be the most active channel right now. But we also post a lot about our animals and what we're working on and, you know, what we're drinking throughout the day. It's mostly coffee, surprise. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun over there. So hopefully I will see you in our membership for our next knit along, which again is the Palm Springs tank from Leslie Howard at Knit California. We would love to have you. And otherwise, I will see you in the next episode. Bye.